Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're diving deep into the new language in advertising. And more importantly, we're going to explore the language that actually, works in today's world.
So let me just ask you something right off the bat. Have you ever wondered why some ads just get it? They connect with you, they're memorable, they make you feel something, while other ads, maybe from huge brands with massive budgets, just totally fall flat? It's a super common problem, and we're about to uncover exactly why that happens.
To really understand it, we've got to start piecing together what I like to call the modern ad puzzle. Here's the fundamental truth. The world has changed, plain and simple. And because of that, the language of advertising had no choice but to change right along with it. The old rulebook, you can pretty much toss it out the window. With social media and Web 3.0 completely taking over, the written word, that text in your feed, the caption on a reel, has become more important and more powerful than ever before.
And you can really see that shift right here. We've gone from that old model of just broadcasting a message at people with billboards and TV commercials to this new reality of online platforms. And here, it's not about who can shout the loudest, it's about who can engage in a real conversation. The old overt sales pitch just doesn't fly anymore. It's been replaced by a need for subtle, much more nuanced communication.
And to win in this new reality, you can't just keep using the old vocabulary. It doesn't work. A whole new language has emerged.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. Language is the ultimate power in advertising. And honestly, that is no exaggeration. A company's name, its tagline, the specific words it decides to use, these things can literally make or break an entire product. So the takeaway here is that mastering this new language, well, it isn't just some nice little skill to have on the side. No, it is the absolute key to boosting the effectiveness of your ads and finally seeing a real return on all your hard work. So how do we actually do this? How do we put it all into practice? Let's move away from the theory for a bit and start unlocking your new powerful toolkit. Okay, let's start with one that might surprise you. Puns. Now, hold on, we're not talking about your uncle's cheesy jokes here. In modern advertising, puns are actually a really sophisticated tool. They use ambiguity and relevance to create ads that are incredibly memorable and engaging, sometimes even using clever double meanings to just make you stop and think for a second. Next up, we have metaphors. This is such a powerful way to communicate. See, instead of just listing a bunch of product features, which, let's be honest, is kind of boring, metaphors let you link your product to all these positive ideas and feelings that are already living inside your customer's mind. And that creates an instant, unforgettable connection.
But this new language isn't just about being clever with words. Oh no, it gets way more powerful when we dive into the actual science of persuasion.
This is where we go way beyond dusty old marketing theories and we travel directly into the human brain. We're going to explore how people actually think, how they process information, and how they make decisions, not just how we wish they would. And this right here, this is a huge aha moment. See, old school advertising just assumed that we're all perfectly rational beings, so it focused on repeating product features over and over. But what science shows us is that our brains are actually wired with all these cognitive biases. The new approach understands that. It uses things like choice architecture, which is how you present options, and it taps into powerful forces like heuristics, our mental shortcuts, and our deep-seated fear of losing something. It is a complete game changer. And you're going to learn the science behind all of this. We're talking about neuromarketing, using actual brain imaging to see how people truly respond to an ad, not just what they tell you they feel. And we're talking about behavioral economics, learning how to apply concepts like nudges to gently and ethically guide what your customers do. So what does this all look like? Well, think of it as a 2-day transformation. On step 1, you'll master the fundamentals, the real core link between signs, communication, and advertising. Then, step 2 is all about application. You'll learn to use powerful new language tools like puns and metaphors. And finally, in step 3, you'll leverage the science, harnessing the power of neuromarketing and behavioral economics to create ads that are just undeniably effective.
Which of course brings us to the real question here. Are you ready to lead the conversation in your industry?
This program was specifically designed for marketing personnel, for business developers, and for marketing managers. But it's also for senior management who really need to understand this new landscape. And honestly, it's for anyone who's just tired of making ads that don't work and is finally ready to learn what does. So let's end on this one final critical thought. The market, your customers, your competitors, they are already speaking this new language.
The only question left is, are you ready to speak the language that works?